cramps are not supposed to be painful. Like your menses are not supposed to be painful. It is some discomfort too. But the moment you're experiencing this pain, you have to get injections, you have to go to the hospital, you have to take painkillers. That's the thing, you have to get checked because that is not normal. No, naendelea kukunywa kahawa na unasema kahawa ndio inafanya ulale. Si ulisema hivyo?
Nasema haina ile effect inafaa kuwa nayo. Anyway, I'm wearing Zed Nation today. Brand kubwa sana Nairobi.
What is Zed? Tell us about Zed.
Nikwambia vile Zed ilianza?
Tell us what Zed is first of all.
Okay, this is a whole nation. This is a group of friends. Basically started off as a WhatsApp group after we left high school. And then big up ilianza kama Zed shoes, and then it transgressed just a big name. It's just a whole brand. Zed shoes, Zeiss ice cream. There's also Zed gaming, and now it's sort of transcended from a group of friends to a whole nation. Now the whole of Nairobi is wearing.
You know, the thing about Zed is I thought it's Ezra, like it's Ezi, Numa, just something.
Yeah, that guy is super creative the way he came up with the whole thing. But it was a group of friends somewhere in Kawendani, hizo area too. Sahi venye imeboom. Manze, I see people wearing Zed Nation even in other places na Shanghai kitu imefika juu.
Yeah, even so he posted yesterday that someone met someone in Nakuru who had worn Zed Nation, and he just had to take a pic of her. And I was like, okay, sawa, imetembea sana. I must get myself one.
Sasa tumetoka Nairobi.
Do you know, there's one time I was asking Abu about Clarks. Akaniambia, hey, wakili huwezi fika bei wewe tu ngoma.
Unajua watu wana underestimate kiatu ya like nini komba. Like those shoes are like literally legit. Hakuna haja uende kwa duka ununue kiatu 6,000 7,000 you can get the legit one. Also connect with watu local manze. Ukiplug hizo mwambie you need some type of shoe, and he goes and gets it. And then he mwenyewe anapitia a lot of stress to get the shoe. Kuamka asubuhi kutafuta kiatu, kupata, kununua, akuje tena i-clean ilete. So it's a lot of hassle. Kuuza fake things is very easy. You just ship it and sell it. Yeah. But legit ni legit.
Okay. I'm wearing Vavutia. Brand kubwa sana. Sana.
Unakumbuka Vavutia venye ilianza?
Na unajua, do you know it started in 2021 ama hata ni 2020? It goes way back because I have pictures for kitambo wearing Vavutia. I'm like, it goes way back when we had COVID restrictions.
Yeah.
And ilianza tu hivyo.
Nakumbuka ilianza kama quotes. Ile tu pale IG una post picha kusema Vavutia, vapendeza. Kitu kama hiyo.
Zile quotes za Makize ya TSG. Nairobi hakuna rafiki yako.
Nairobi rafiki yako ni mboka.
Hakuna mtu tuuzia uoga ka Andrew. So I think that's how this came up, and now it's a full brand, yeah? And big things are coming. This is a new merchandise actually. Bado hatujai launch. So we're still trying to see what we can get and how we can expand new colors and other stuff.
Of course, if you haven't gotten yourself a Vavutia Zed t-shirt, you know where to get it.
Do you have one?
Vavutia?
Yeah.
Yes, lazima nikuwe nayo.
Okay, interesting.
Wakiza neza nimaliza, but you must support the friends. Yeah. Again, the business boom, you have to support. Friends have to come in, and then other people. Unajua mabesti na wanafananga business yako iboom. Yeah.
Hi and welcome to our MHH podcast. My name is Maggie Obuya. MHH, what does MHH stand for? Menstrual
hygiene.
No, why are you leaving out health?
Yeah, menstrual health hygiene is basically the same, but it's menstrual health hygiene.
Yeah.
And it's a wide topic. It's a wide I feel like now it's becoming more of a movement other than it was just educating people on the same and educating the people who are affected. Now it has moved across borders, that we are now trying to talk to other people who are involved directly. Kama parents, like other people who are like the relevant stakeholders. Hii kitu set in affect ule mtu mwenye ana go through peke yake because ina affect a whole community.
Yeah, because I think I keep saying there's no health without menstrual health. Yeah. So it's something that affects everyone. So do you feel like you need to tell us our name? Ama to guess?
Our name aje? Like
no, your name. You haven't told us your name.
Nimesahau. Okay. Now you've bombarded me with that. I believe niko na many nicknames.
Boof Daddy.
Pana hiyo niliacha. Mom, if you're watching me ni Sheikh, niliacha hiyo story. So my name is Mo Ahmed. I used to be called that, not you umesikia, but right now nimechange. Naitwa tu Mo. Ukiniita Mo Ahmed naiti.
Okay. Mimi naweza kuita Wakinyos. Tunaweza kuita hivyo.
Wakinyos unajua inakuanga yetu offset.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. I'm so thrilled to be here with you today to kick off this conversation about a topic that affects almost half of the world's population, really, because I feel like if we're looking at us, what is the world's population? I don't know.
Mimi najua Dadaab ni wangapi refugees.
You only know Dadaab. What about Nairobi?
Wazee Nairobi, I don't know. These people are too many, but
yeah.
Wakukam ni wengi. Watu wamekuja wengi wajua Nairobi.
Yeah, but basically I feel like it's something that affects half of the world's population. I feel like it's something we need to talk about, not only distributing these products to the menstruators, but also now sparking this conversation where we get to sit with people in the same journey as us, and also menstruators and people who are going through even health issues that evolve around menstruation. So as we start, can you tell us about your MHH journey and why you chose MHH? Out of everything you would have chosen as a man, why did you settle on MHH?
It's a very long story. I don't believe you have a certain point where you start.
Yeah.
You just don't find yourself waking up and saying, I want to just go and advocate for this type of thing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you have to be moved to do something, which started way back. Again, as a guy who has lived with like 6 big sisters, you are bound to stumble upon such education, one way or the other. Thankfully, yangu ilianza mapema. I think I was just 5 or 6 around there. I told you this story some time back, but I don't know if you forgot. But I remember, I think, let's just start it from the basic.
Yeah.
How you got to know that actually girls go through this thing. Yeah. Because for us, we used to see girls as the same. Kitumi niko, as in like we are young. Unaambiwa sasa mnaanza kuseparate mkiwa 6 to 5 years, unaambiwa uwezi lala na sister yako mahali moja, anaanza kugrow old unashanga. And no one tells you about those things. So the more nilikuwa nakaa najiuliza hizo swali, siku moja nakumbuka mimi nataka kwenda shule asubuhi.
No way.
Sicheke. Nakwenda shule asubuhi, wazee kiatu yangu iko tu hapo ready. I don't know what happened, but madam alikuwa atufanyia kazi, I think alitukaguzia nyumba battle house. Sijui inasoli yangu ilienda happy, mimi nikakosa inasoli. And then pia kulikuwa na that hiyo pad ilikuwa, but haikuwa kwa nini kwa hiyo paper yake. Ilikuwa tu like separate tu imekaa mahali. Sasa mimi nikasema inasoli moja white safi, kwanza nikiweka hivi nienda nionyesha watu niko na inasoli true. Mimi nikafanya nini, nikachukua hizo nikaziweka tu. Na ilikuwa comfortable.
What do you mean?
I was walking kwa
I think it was comfortable.
Fika chuo, I remember there's this girl alikuwa best yangu mbaya. So me, imefika lunch time ya prayers, you have to remove your shoes, do the whole wudu and go to the mosque.
Yeah.
And then the shoes zikaachwa hapo nje. There's a certain boy akaona hiyo kitu, alichukua moja.
Yeah.
So mimi natoka na shanga hii ni yangu moja imeenda wapi, unaona? Akachukua. Sasa maboys waelewi hii nini, unaona? Pia wao hawajui. Anasema hii nini, unaona? So udema akamwambia umetoa wapi kitu? Ilikuwa mwa mnajua kitu ni nini? Hatujui. So nikarudishia mimi, wala nadhani ni kitu cool ati niwaletee kesho pia wao waweke kwa inasoli yao.
Cool inasols nini.
Because for us in a Somali community you don't speak about this often, unaona?
Yeah.
Mimi nikakaa tu nikajiona ati sasa mimi ndio ule mwenyewe. Kesho naenda kuzichukua mingi niwaletee. Dem friend akaniambia kitu unajua ni nini?
Wait.
Wallahi ilikuwa serious.
Nikaenda ku.
What's unajua? Honestly ya primary ukiwa na something cool unaambiwa, unasema niko nazo mingi home. Alafu tuletee kesho. Sasa ilikuwa plan. Odem tukienda home tu akaniambia hii kitu usiwahi kuja na shule tena maisha yako. Again, that notion that unaambiwanga girls grow faster than boys, it's actually true.
Yeah.
Because they know these things. So mimi nikaambia tu sikuje na hakuniambia reason.
Hakukwambia ni nini, hakukwambia why you shouldn't come with it to school. Okay.
Na hakunicheka.
Okay.
So mimi nikafika home, definitely scratch my head. Nikauliza sister yangu mkubwa, akamwambia kitu kwa nini leo kwa nini? Kwanza kitu kwanza tu aliisha. I think she was laughing mpaka alikuwa analia. And then after amemaliza kucheka, mimi najua sielewi, akanipalisha chini akaniambia hii kitu ni kitu ya wasichana kutumia, usiweka kwa nini. Hii kitu inaekanga kwa hii karatasi, nikaona imeandikwa always. So nikaona imewekwa hapo, nikakuwa najua sasa the more nasonga, the more na get the knowledge that hii kitu ni ya wasichana, but I've never actually interacted with it. So once unafika class 6, unajua unaanza kufundishwa hizo vitu. Mkihit puberty, girls will experience this, boys this. And then unaanza kusema kumbe ilikuwa ukweli. And those were the times sasa maboys wanaelewa, but mimi nimeelewa before.
Were you embarrassed when your sister now told you? Because I feel like your sister is the one who elaborated on what it was. So did you feel like you don't want to show face tomorrow in school or what?
Most definitely. Nilikuwa tu I think nikaambia tu asiambie mtu, na asiambie madhe, na asiambie mtu yote. Nikafika tu chuo. Uzuri that girl aliniambia ni yeye peke yake aliona, so akanishow we kanyagia story tu. Na up to date hajaiambia say.
Mimi ningekuwa hao maboy marafiki yako ningekuza mohapi ile kitu ulikuwa tulete kesho inasol.
Hata hao I think waliniuliza, nikawaambia tu hiyo madhe ameniwekea. So niliignore hiyo story. Niliruka tu hiyo story yote. Nikasema tu hiyo kitu imewekwa tu, so nimechange. Hivyo tu ndo alisahau pia.
And in school, after talking about your school, how was it for the girls during this period? Did they used to have organizations coming to school to talk to them? Were they isolated to be talked about these things by teachers? How was it?
Definitely not much. Definitely not much, because pia wazazi wetu wako wanataka wasichana wetu waongeleshwe hivyo.
I get that.
Akasema mnafunza nini msichana wangu, all that. But I think wakati public schools used to receive these people, and we didn't understand why chill ilikuwa. Nakumbuka chill. Tumechill ilikuwa inakujanga, si kwa dhani ni something cool, but they actually had a message to pass across. So chill tu ndio ilianza kufungua watu akili. Na wakaanza kurealize the vitu again, pia wasichana wanaelewa faster than us. Wanaelewa.
Because they're experiencing it. And you know, girls experience menses from as young as 9 years. Because most of the times we'd like to believe that it starts at 12, but kuna wenye from 9. And that's about class 3, class 4. So I believe that was my journey. And nikakuja tu nika-grow older, ndo nika-realize hizi vitu by the it's not only normal that they get the menses yako sawa. Nikakuja nika-realize like there's something about inaccessibility to get these pads. And I mean what tumeka ina, so like the period poverty.
Exactly. Like hizo period poverty ndo ilinifanya ni inspired kufanya kitu. But of course I couldn't do it alone. Once I saw a group doing it, I was like, hey, this is amazing. I've been wanting to do something like this. And then that's my journey. Nikaingia Saki. And then I would say a lot of menstrual health and hygiene knowledge nilipata from Saki, because of mostly the education that we were giving to the girls, like easy transaction sex that are happening, and of course your education on menses Thursdays, nilikuwa naekanga kwa IG stories and all that. Again, you think you know, but haujui kitu.
No, I think even for us, even for us, it's never enough. You never stop learning. It's the learning is never enough, because even when you see me teaching in Saki, when we're doing our visits in schools, you'll always hear me say we learn on the job. Because there's so much also came to learn when I joined Saki. Na niko tu like, how did I not know about this all my life? Things would have been different. Things would have, including how to place the pad, how to, it's just a lot of things that I'm like, now I see why this used to happen, because I never did this. You see, so I think for everyone, it's just a learning curve. We are learning on the job always. So Saki is a community-based organization that deals with MHH awareness and the distribution of products, sanitary products, to girls in school who need it. But we've not only done schools. I think we've done a prison. We went to Machakos. Were you there?
Yeah, no, I wasn't there. I think I was away in a job.
Oh yeah.
But you did, I think, prison. I think we did a children's home also.
We've done so many children's homes.
It started actually with children's home and schools.
Because I remember our mission was is to go to schools, but because of COVID, do you remember the people were at home? So that's when we started going to children's homes. Because we also realized that at huko pia they need this supply. And we've seen Saki grow from when we were giving out one pad or two
A box
to
of
now
two.
when we give a whole supply of a year plus.
Man.
And that is growth. And I feel like we've grown so much. We're not where we want to be at, but we've really grown. So you see, my journey with MHH, I can't really base it on one thing. You see, there's been the periods of shame that was in 2013 aired on Citizen about two girls that were using goat hides and chicken feathers as pads. There was this other, in 2019, there's a girl called Jacqueline who committed suicide in school after being shamed in class by a female teacher. So you see, we're talking about period shame, we're talking about period stigma, and to think that your fellow female would be the one helping you through this, bado ni hawa wanakushame. So really, this is a thing that we need to talk about. Na si kitambo sana, 2019 si kitambo.
Which brings me to my question, because I think umeenda so far ahead that hata hujatuambia like the exact journey, because at the end of the day pia you are a lady, hata you had to experience that thing for the first time and all that. But would you say like you got like proper education when you were starting, and do you feel like the information you have now about menstrual health and hygiene and all that, if you would have gotten maybe at such a young age, ingekusaidia in any way?
I wouldn't say I didn't get the education, because I was started in school. We used to have these organizations coming to school to teach us about menstruation. So most of the time they just come, talk to us and give us the pads. I can't remember if it was detailed information, because you see they're touching on the school's curriculum. So they had to be as fast, as quick as possible. So that would be like about 20 to 30 minutes in the school's hall. I remember we'd be there, I think girls from class 5 to 8. But I still feel like the shame was there, because I remember when they'd ask, nani hapa wameanza periods zao, can you raise your hands? And girls are just like this. So me at that time I remember that time I hadn't started my menses. So naona watu wainui mkono pia nabambika niko like, there's nothing wrong with me. But you see, looking back at it, it was the shame. It was girls not being able to raise their hands juu hawajui vile tukiona they've started their menses, how we'd take them, how they'd be perceived. And then we'd be given a pad or two and we'd go back to class. We've hidden them hivi kwa sweater. And if the boys ask, we're just talking about biscuits. Tumepewa biscuits uko kwa
biscuit gani?
I know. And ata I think I'm just wondering, though, I'm never curious. Unajua ungekuwa curious hivi vile unasema biscuit gani? Mimi ningetaka kuonyesha hiyo biscuit. I think if it was me ningesema tuonyeshe, can I see? But basically that's it. And now there's so much that I didn't know at that time. You see, even when we're talking about the health issues that stem from menses, I never knew about that. I'm learning about all this in Saki. You see, I'm learning about all this in Saki when we because tulikuwa wengi Saki, and every single person there at least had an information about menses. And you see, when you're putting our heads together, you get to learn something that you didn't know. Because you see, this is someone saying something. I'm emphasizing on the placement of the pad, because that is very, very vital, as I came to find out later. And I was like, I didn't know this. I didn't know this first fold goes up to, you understand? You know what I'm saying? Yeah? So I think one of us is one who taught in the Pangani schools, and I was so amazed. I think after that was a game changer. It was a game changer. And that is just basically how my journey has been. And now seeing it from the media, seeing how things are in other counties, see how it was was it Turkana? What was happening in Turkana? Because I remember you're the one who came with that topic.
I remember in Turkana, I don't know whether it's Turkana or Bomet, but it was happening, I think, simultaneously in Kokote. Girls were being separated from the rest because they have their menses. So a small hut, you have to sit on hot sand.
Yeah, I'm particularly talking about sun of sitting kwa the hot sand. What was that about?
The hot sand, hata mimi didn't like, because I think kwa imefika time ya these girls wameshaanza ku experience the menses and they're in school, sindio, they can't be able to handle like kubai like simple thing as a pad. I know as long as you make the education free, you also have to facilitate that these people go to school, meaning the facilities. And when they talk about facilities, they always look at uniform, books, desks, isn't all like facilities and resources for them. But they don't realize that you put all this, but these girls have to miss school every month, like for a week or two, every month. And then ikakuja time flani ati these girls are sitting in a hutch that is separated because they have their menses and they have to do it alone. Like they don't want to be contaminated. Like that's a whole family, eh? Ni mama wako, baba wako, brothers zako, sisters wako, unaletewa chakula yako hapo, you stay there up until your menses.
Yeah, you see, now that's where the myth of menstruation is a taboo comes in. Because you're seen as unclean and whatever. And you're kept kando na kila mtu until you're done with your menses. I don't know. I feel like those are the barriers that we seek to break with our podcast. We are also looking at creating an open and safe space to talk about everything menstruation. We're looking at bringing fellow MHH activists, ambassadors, people who are also doing the same thing as Saki is doing. And we're also looking at bringing health professionals, because you see also we can't just talk about so much and we have little to no information about it. So we're looking at bringing nurses, doctors, nutritionists, because let me tell you more, do you know we're supposed to stick to some diet when experiencing our menses?
Yes,
Ujui? Nakushuo sasa.
It's about learning on the job.
Huwezi nunulia msupa sijui ice cream, the chocolate. No, chocolate actually is part of the diet. But like the sweet things, the chocolate, the ice cream and all that. Huwezi nunua hizo vitu. But you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. It messes up with your menses. This is why people talk about some cramps, some discomfort. Inaleta na hizi vitu. So you find that we're told that you eat bananas, eat chocolate, dark chocolate to be specific. Mimi unanipata hiyo time sasa ndio nataka sijui sasa ice cream. Unataka all those other things that you're not supposed to get. So that you see now the importance of having a nutritionist on board. I feel like we still need fitness instructors, because most of the times when you're experiencing cramps, you'll see the first thing we'll run to is medication, painkillers. But how about that be the last resort? And that should be after visiting a doctor. You see, kuna vitu tunaweza fanya. You're always told, sasa sijui ndio senye ukimbie. There's some exercises that will help you. What do you know about that?
Hey,
exactly. So we are all learning on the job.
We're all learning, because at the end of the day, this knowledge is not only beneficial to the ladies, but also to the men. Because at the end of the day, a man cannot live alone.
Facts.
Yeah, you will have to one point or another, you'll have a wife, you'll have a daughter, and you don't know any basic knowledge of the same. It's so embarrassing that uko na bibi, and same you have a small daughter that is experiencing her menses. The mother is not around. Now she has to talk to someone about it. She has to be given money to buy this thing, and she can't ask you for money without you telling her what it is for. Like, you have to understand to have this conversation, because at the end of the day, peer men have to be involved to end the stigma. Recently, I was involved in a campaign called Men End FGM, and I believe it was a new thing where I work in Dadaab, because men don't talk about FGM in our community, especially Somali community peke yake, but also Africans in general. Men don't talk about FGM. No, anasema hiyo ni mambo hiyo waingili, because to be honest, it's not men that are facilitating FGM ya wasichana. It's actually the mothers, the ladies. Sijui kama ume notice, because it's very rare upate mwanaume anasema my daughter has to go through FGM. Ni ngumu. They're not involved. They don't know the people who do it. They just know it has to be done. They don't have a say in the matter. You get? So I started that conversation, and I was so impressed at how many people engaged, especially men, because we were doing a Facebook live session. I was so impressed because wanaume wengi wa Somalia, they don't talk about those things. And then
Is
they
it
see
the Facebook live you did with IRC?
Yeah, I did it with Jen.
Yeah.
She's also a women empowerment officer in IRC, and I believe she's doing a lot of work in engaging men in that type of thing, because IRC also deals with a lot of GBV.
Yeah.
A lot of GBV comes from that, like your causation, your menstrual health hygiene,
Yeah.
FGM.
Is it that the transactional sex for pads?
It happens. Unapata they use that start of the menses for you to get married. Like ushaanza menses zako, tunangoja tuanze, we marry you off.
Okay. Yeah, because you're seen as a grown woman.
Yeah, as a grown woman, and then but I'm thankful to my people nowadays wanna receive the information as it comes, and they're embracing it. It's something that will require a lot of work, a lot of awareness, and that's why I wanted to ask the question now: why a podcast? I believe many people ask the questions like, yes, man's a podcast, yes, like you could have used so many other channels, but why a podcast? I'll let you go first, and then I'll answer.
So I'm wondering, we'd have used many other channels. What are the channels? What are the channels?
We were using this channel yenye tulikuwa tunafanya.
Yeah.
Tuseme school to school, children's home to children's home.
Okay, I get that. And we will still do that. But do you feel like we reach a wider audience if we only stick to schools and we have specific beneficiaries, right? So we're only focusing with them. I feel like other people are being left out. And the issue here is not only about giving out sanitary products. Do you know that? I was talking to somebody else who was telling me she part-time she gives out the menstrual products. But later on, she was called back, akaambiwa, no, you're just giving out the menstrual products, and then what?
Yeah.
You're not giving these girls knickers, and then also you're not telling them how to use these things, you're not telling them, you're not giving them the precautions. Because do you know, in other places, people share pads. Yeah. And you see, when they're doing this, we understand it's because of the period poverty, but then again, they also don't understand the implication of sharing these products, because what happens to hygiene? So my take with starting a podcast really is about reaching a wider target audience. I feel like the main people I'd like to reach even is the government, because I keep feeling like we do so much. We can only do so much, but if we don't have the government's input, it becomes a bit harder to like what, lifting the taxes on sanitary products. I feel like sanitary products should be free, because why not?
Because kuna countries hata ziko free. I think it's Netherlands, yeah. Super free. Me hata sielewi. You go to public toilets and you find
the condoms.
Free. Why wouldn't you have the nini?
And sex is a choice. Menstruation isn't a choice. It's something that happens. So you see, when we are having this conversation, I believe that others like us who are having this conversation, I follow a lot of Janet Mbugwa's conversations on MHH, and I feel like tuko wengi, right? And the more the merrier. So secondly, I have the Menses Thursdays segment, and I've been doing that on my Instagram, but I think I only did it for 2 months roughly. So this is just another platform of now making Menses Thursdays known to so many people, because Menses Thursdays is about talking about menses, about things that happen, about the menstrual products, about our safety. So this is why we have our podcast today.
And a lot of the stigma also, ending the stigma. I think that's the biggest part. Because once you end the stigma and people accept that this is a natural occurrence, isi kitu umeforce, isi kitu ati ni wewe, kitu umezaliwa nayo. Once you accept for what it is, I believe you can be able to help these people. And I think the more we'll have more gets, especially the doctors watatueleza that menses si kila mtu ana experience the normal ones. Some people like they're actually experiencing the tough menses that I never knew that me personally. Siko najua. Kuna watu nasikia wao lazima hata walazi hospitali during that time, and you can imagine.
And you see that is not normal.
Yeah, it's not
because we've been normalizing that pain in terms of ati cramps, niko na cramps mbaya, but you see in Saki you come to learn that cramps are not supposed to be painful. Like your menses are not supposed to be painful. It is some discomfort too. But the moment you're experiencing this pain, you have to get injections, you have to go to the hospital, you have to take painkillers. That's the thing, you have to get checked because that is not normal. And I didn't know about that also. Yeah, I didn't know about that because growing up, my sister used to get very, very, very painful cramps. It used to be so bad. And now, it's cramps. But me, I never used to experience any of that. You see, so later on, you come to realize that it's not normal to be in such pain. And that's what we're going to learn as we keep on progressing. So thank you for staying through with us in this episode. Please like, share, and subscribe. I didn't know we'd ever get to that point.
But you like, share, subscribe.
Welcome to our YouTube channel.
Unajua mimi sijaijua nitasema kitu kama hiyo maisha yangu. Lakini saa hii tunawaomba. Tuna request. Unaona saa hivi the government inaenda. Kitunguu bao. Naweka macho Worldcoin. Niko nini? Unajua nilikuwa naona mfulani. Ati alikuwa anasema ati Worldcoin kwa ni Ruga alikuwa mbele yetu. Alikuwa
No way. You're so wrong for that.
Ruga ni kama alikuwa la juu.
You're so wrong for that. I can't believe it.
I'm actually intrigued about that thing. Mimi nataka kujua.
No, I didn't see that coming. What do you mean? No, nimeget, but you're so wrong for that.
Sasa wewe ulikujia na history ya John Cena.
Ifikie Ruga. Hashtag. How do you not know about John Cena?
I know about John Cena. It's just that yes, you could come on most positive of me. I think I didn't. My mind was not there. My mind was not there at all. Lakini nimekuja nikarada mwisho.
Thank you guys and see you at our next episode.
Cheers.